Oh, okay, so today in my book, um, The Emperor of Maladies, Cancer, is, is that, well, I read a little bit more. Late, later on, when the chemical that Farber ordered is well, this, is this chemical called folic acid, which is used to, well, cure some type of, well, some anemic disease. And note, anemic is actually like, well, the word meaning lack of red blood cells. So effectively, this type of anemia, which actually lacked folic acid for red blood cells, was actually is actually what Faber thought in his mind that he can use to cure leukemia or even temporary stall if he can. But when he tried it on kids, note at the time parents were given little info. The children that were being experimented had no info, and they can carry it without the consent, at least until the Nuremberg Code of 1974. That well, they had to be fully informed of what they're going to test and so. And as trial and error happened, it all went according to plan. And by plan, I mean it failed miserably, and it got scorned by the CDC, by the high medical institutions for his radical behavior on the experiments. It also received a lot of backlash of the parents whose children were experimented on, which actually might have sped up their deaths because of the folic acid he tried using. So what he was thinking in his mind, instead of figuring out how to get everyone off his back so that I can continue his research, he decided to continue his research anyway by thinking of maybe I should try doing something that's like an anti-folic acid. And enter Yalapriga Subaru, who I would be referring as Yella because that's his nickname among his peers and colleagues. Yella was an Indian transfer medical student who got a scholarship to Stanford, or not Stanford, Harvard for molecular biology, but just to get his medical license for the U.S. because even though he completed med school in India, he doesn't have a medical license for the U.S. yet. So therefore, he needed to complete his years in the university before he can get his medical license. But as time went on, his interests appeared to change from one to another. He used to be interested in chemistry, but then he got attracted to biology and all that stuff. Eventually, he landed on molecular biology, which he would have to try to figure out how to compose some molecules and stuff. But anyways, continuing on. Yella decided to experiment on some of these molecules in his free time and try to create synthesized structures of molecules that are used in medicine and so. For example, he tried to make a synthesized version of folic acid by extracting it from a pig's liver, but that didn't really go as planned. So he decided to make it from scratch, and then voila, he made it. But there are some alterations to it. Unlike the regular folic acid you'll find in Marmite, they have like some small changes in their behavior, so they act differently from like natural folic acid. And there's one specific one that interests Farber that he bought immediately. This one, called PAA, is what he tested on children with leukemia, including this young boy by the name of Robert Sandler. He was a young boy of 3, I believe, and he had a twin named Elliot. But as far as we're concerned at the moment, he looked far too different from Elliot to be identical. He was pale. He was in great pain. His spleen, which is usually barely concealed under the rib cage, was bloated, expanded. It's visible above the rib cage. It's, to his parents, it's probably the most terrifying thing they've ever seen. To Elliot, it'll be the most confusing thing he's ever seen, because he's too young to understand what pain is, and he felt sad for his twin to go through all that. But anyways, Farber decided to test the PAA, and it didn't really work. Like, it did completely nothing to the leukemia, like nothing. Didn't make it faster, didn't make it slower, nothing. So thinking of another, trying to find another anti-folic acid, he found another one that Yella and his colleagues have created, a chemical called aminopatera. Aminopatera, which he promptly bought as soon as it was brought onto the shelves. And when he tried it, it worked. All leukemia cells just halted its production, and then it starts disappearing. Every trace of malignant white blood cells start disappearing and don't work anymore. And everything's returned to normal. In fact, Robert Sandler, the twin that I aforementioned earlier, when it was tested on him, his spleen grew and his liver both returned to a regular size. For a while, what Farber said, his clothes looked a little loose on the abdomen, and for the time being, he looked identical to Elliot again. And soon he tested this on other patients, and they had similar results, often concluding with aminopatera stopping leukemia production. Though the cancer hasn't really left, actually. There's still some malignant white blood cells, but they weren't really crowding up the bloodstream as much. And despite this being a radical success, the head medical institution was pushed over the edge. They didn't really like how radical Farber was with this, and he was taking too many risks. So they decided to cut all the support pediatric interns are doing at the leukemia corner. So basically, all Farber and his hired colleagues and employees had to do it on their own without medical help, which was pretty rough. But thankfully, news of his breakthrough came out, and slowly and surely, a train of children with leukemia come in and get injected with aminopatera. And it all worked for a bit, until the cancer radically came back. It was stronger, and not even aminopatera can cure it. So it left a lot of children helpless and in pain. Robert Sandler died 7 months later after being cured. And so did about every other patient, unfortunately. And that concludes my reading.
So, okay, thank you. So I have a question. I have questions. So first one is, so you talk about immunopatera. That's what you say, huh?
Aminopatera, yes.
Yes. So this, what it did basically is kind of make the people live longer, make the kids live longer. So they still, it helps to live longer. Is that right? To live longer.
Yes, yes. Even though it wasn't an immediate success, it did show that they were actually still making progress. Like even though that it wasn't a perfect cure, it was still a treatment for leukemia, no matter what.
So, what year was it exactly? Do you remember?
Sometime in the late 70s, I believe.
Oh, no. Sinne-Farber was in the 40s, I think.
Oh, the 40s or 50s.
I thought it was 1941 or around that time.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not really that great with...
No, it's okay, it's okay. I forgot. So it's alright, don't worry. The next thing I wanted to know, so you say that for the second twins, for Rob Sandler, you say spleen was...
What was bloated, it
okay.
inflated.
That's what happened when you have a lot of white cell, malignant white cell, your spleen go... What is your... I don't know, did they explain to you, which I don't know if they did, the relation between the size of the spleen and the white cell?
Well, the spleen is actually where blood is made, and so.
Oh, okay.
But with there's being so many white blood cells, it crowded the bloodstream, and in a sense, the spleen, which makes the blood, probably became inflated due to the numerous amount of immature white blood cells that don't really know how to do anything.
Okay. So this is called immunotherapy. No, this is called chemotherapy, or what is it called?
Oh, chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is not going to be around till, I'd say, about 40 or 50 years later.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not going to be around for a very, very long time.
So that's called immunotherapy. This, or is there a name for that, or we don't know yet?
Oh, we don't know yet.
Okay. So, but there is some breakthrough with Sinne-Farber that was able to find something. It's a type of anti-folic.
Anti-folic-acid.
It's a type of anti-folic acid. It's not all work, as you explained. Specifically, the one done by Yela was able to work. Okay. Did you enjoy it? Was it interesting? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.